Hello, everybody, and welcome to AKA Crafting Talk. Tonight we're going to talk about Easter. Sorry, I was trying to get back. I always try to do both things, shut off the regular YouTube and talk here at the same time, and it's so hard. You guys don't know. But anyways, welcome to AKA Crafting Talk. We have Terry with us tonight from Nana's Crochet Ideas because unfortunately Kaylin has to take a couple months off, and Terry has agreed to step in for us. Thank you so much, Terry.
Thank you.
And of course, Ambi from Ambi Crochet Reads. We usually try to get together to talk right beforehand, and we didn't have that tonight, so I wasn't sure. Terry, did you want to do first, what's on your hook? What's in your cup as you come in? Forgive me. I've got so much going on in my head right now. I can't even think straight. So, but when it's time, do you want to go ahead and start when we start?
Sure.
Okay. Just with the history, and then I'll give mine, and then we'll show the makes. Okay. So, do you have anything on your hook tonight, Ambi?
No, not tonight. I've been doing a grinding square.
Yeah.
And that was really it.
I'm trying to work on a block for my daughter's blanket, but it's one. I liked all the blocks that were supposed to be in it except for one, so I had to find something else to fill in for it. So I'm trying to make this one work. So we will see how that goes.
I'm sure you'll get it.
I hope so. I figured out the math right before we started, so hopefully I got it right. And I got coffee in my cup. And what about you, Terry?
Nothing on my hook, and Red Bull in my cup. I'm looking at it, I'm going, wait a minute, what am I drinking? It's been one of those days, you know?
Yeah, I know. Believe me.
Yeah.
Kathy says hi. She's drinking sparkling water and working on 2 shawls and a wrap. Wow. Not all at the same time, I don't hope, Kathy.
That's what I was thinking. Hi,
now,
Kathy.
The last time I went live, and this just reminded me, because when I looked over a second ago, there was nothing there, and then Kathy's appeared. So something I think is going on with StreamYard. So if we're late reading a comment or something, just know that we're not seeing it yet. And as soon as we do, we'll make sure that it gets read or that we respond to it. So let's wait a couple more minutes and see if some more people come in. I hope everybody's been having a good day.
Yeah, I don't even day's been okay.
What'd you say, Terry?
I don't see the chats, the comments, I mean.
Okay, if you click on comment, do you see anything over to the side at all?
Yeah, that says I'm in the show.
Okay, do you have a list that says comments, banners, brand, and private chat? Or maybe just comments and banners?
Let me look.
Or private chat and comments?
I have comments, let me see. But if I go to comments, then it kicks me out. Can you see me?
I can see you.
But I can't see anything except comments.
Okay, so if you click on comments, you can't see us.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Probably because I'm on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it goes on my phone.
Yeah.
I've never tried being in here on my phone, so. She says she's switching between all 3. She gets bored easily. And I have my little co-host sitting right here who keeps... Can we see her? There she is. Klua.
Oh,
keeps sticking her claws into me. So if you hear me yelp, that's why.
Because she wants your attention.
Yes. because she's saying, talk to me, Mama, talk to me. But Mama's busy right now, baby. She's feeling neglected because Mama is taking time out every day to pet the other cats, and she doesn't like that. Huh.
That's my
And plus-
mama.
Yeah. Plus, I moved back into my bedroom since I had started feeling a little better, and she doesn't like that either. And then I had problems with my medication. I had a bad reaction to it, and I was supposed to get new meds today and didn't get those. It's just been a day. Tried to get me in to see the doctor, couldn't do that either. So I guess we'll see what happens in the next couple days. Alrighty. Anything special going on with you today, Miss Kathy? Alrighty. Well, I guess why don't we just go ahead and people can watch on replay if they've missed it. I'm sure with it being the first night going back to Wednesdays, there may be people who don't even realize we did. And then with my goof up earlier, scheduling it for 5 o'clock Eastern instead of 8, which I don't know how that happened. People may think,
sure you were just thinking of me then, and you were thinking that I had to do it at 5.
Well, I had just figured out all the times before I went on to do that. So I may have actually been doing that at the time. Who knows?
Yeah.
My head's been in such a fog for the last couple weeks with this illness that I've been dealing with. Who knows why I do what I do right now? It's a mystery. So we're going to tell you about, Terry's going to tell us about the history of Easter, and then I have the history of the Easter bunny, and Easter eggs, I guess, is in there, and then we're going to show you makes, or things that can be made, and things that we made, because all three of us made something too for Easter already to show you guys tonight. So
Okay, so I cut this down as much as I could.
it's a long story, so I knew it would be you.
It's not going to be that long. So first, about what is Easter? Easter is a major holiday for Christianity. It marks the resurrection of Jesus, which is 3 days after he was crucified. For many Christian churches, Easter is the joyful end to the Lent season of fasting and penance. And the earliest recorded observance of Easter comes from the 2nd century, though it is likely that even the earliest Christians commemorated the resurrection with an integral tenet of the faith. Why is Easter celebrated? Obviously, for the joyous holiday of Jesus' resurrection. And it represents the fulfillment of prophecies of the Old Testament and the revelation of God's salvation plan for all of humankind. In commemorating the resurrection of Jesus, Easter also celebrates the defeat of death and the hope for salvation. So I thought that was a nice way of putting it. So when is Easter? This is when we start getting into controversy. So in 325, the Council of Nicaea decreed that Easter should be observed on the first Sunday following the first full moon after the spring equinox, which is on March 21st. So that puts Easter anywhere between March 22nd and April 25th. Now, the Eastern Orthodox churches use a slightly different calculation based on the Julian calendar. And as a result, the Orthodox Easter celebration usually occurs later than that of Roman Catholics and Protestants. So the the date of Easter and its controversies, fixing the date on which the resurrection of Jesus was to be observed and celebrated, triggered a major controversy in early Christianity, in which the Eastern and the Western position can be distinguished. The dispute, known as the Paschal controversies, was not definitively resolved until the 8th century. In Asia Minor, Christians observed the day of crucifixion on the same day that Jews celebrated the Passover offering, which was on the 14th day of the full moon of spring. The resurrection then was observed 2 days later on the 16th, regardless of the day of the week. In the West, the resurrection of Jesus was celebrated on the first day of the week, Sunday. When Jesus had risen from the dead, consequently, Easter was always celebrated on the first Sunday after the 14th day of the month of Nisan, which is another calendar. Increasingly, the churches opted for the Sunday celebration. Okay, so Easter, therefore, can fall on any Sunday between March 22nd and April 25th. I remember when I was younger and Easter would be in March, and the next year I'd be waiting for Easter and be like, oh no, it's next month. And I'd be so confused. So Eastern Orthodox churches use a slightly different calculation based on the Julian rather than the Gregorian calendar, which is 13 days ahead of the former, with the result that the Orthodox Easter celebration usually occurs later than that celebrated by Protestants and Roman Catholics. Moreover, the Orthodox tradition prohibited Easter from being celebrated before or at the same time as Passover. So it wasn't until the 20th century that several attempts were made to arrive at a fixed date for Easter, with the Sunday following the second Saturday in April specifically proposed. While this proposal and others had many supporters, none came to fruition. Renewed interest in a fixed date arose in the early 21st century, resulting from discussions involving the leaders of Eastern Orthodox, Syriac Orthodox, Coptic, Anglican, and Roman Catholic churches, but formal agreement on such a date still is elusive. I mean, they just can't seem to get it together. Why is it called Easter? The English word Easter, which parallels the German word Ostern, is of uncertain origin. It likely derives from the Christian designation of Easter week, as in albus, a Latin phrase that was understood as the plural of alba, and became Eosterum in Old High German. The Latin and Greek Pascha, which was Passover, provides the root for Pagus and French word for Easter. Okay, so that is my summary. Now, when you talk about the Easter eggs, do you talk about the Christian part of it?
You know, I found all of that when I looked it all up, and I knew you were going over it. So I started over and just went to where I found History of Easter Bunny and started just I tried to leave that part out.
Okay.
Because I knew you were going over it.
So Easter eggs, I think this is really kind of interesting to me. The use of painted and decorated Easter eggs was first recorded in the 13th century.
Yeah, I got that too. So.
Yeah, the church prohibited the eating of eggs during Holy Week, which is the week before Easter. And because of that, and the fact that chickens continued to lay eggs during that week, and the notion of especially identifying those as Holy Week eggs brought about their decoration. So the egg itself became a symbol of the resurrection. Just as Jesus rose from the tomb, the egg symbolizes new life emerging from the eggshell. In the Orthodox tradition, eggs are painted red to symbolize the blood Jesus shed on the cross. I never knew that.
Yeah, you actually found a little bit more than
Me
I
either.
did, because I was doing the Easter bunny and the Easter eggs, but you found stuff that, I mean, I touched on some of that, but not, you had a lot more.
So it was in my search, and I thought, well, I'll put it down. If you want to cover it, that's fine. If you're not going to cover this part, then I would do it. I thought it was interesting, though. I never thought about that.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, I read a lot of interesting stuff when I was reading about the Easter bunny and everything too. I tried to take a more generalized, just because we weren't sure how much time we were going to have, because we didn't know how much time Terry was going to need for just the history of Easter itself, because I knew that story could take a long time.
I think I condensed it pretty well.
Yeah, I think you did too.
Yeah.
So I have history of the Easter bunny. This is, historians believe that the German immigrants brought the story of the Easter bunny to Pennsylvania in the 1700s, or at least an early part. Or at least maybe earlier than that. According to history.com, the Germans already had a tradition that involved an egg-laying hare called the Osterhare, or the Osterhase. Not sure I'm saying all these right. So,
Sounds German.
excuse me, hun.
See, that sounds German.
Yeah. The children of the settlers made small nests for the hare to leave its brightly colored eggs. Slowly, the myth of the egg-laying rabbit and the customs around it spread throughout the U.S., with the bunny eventually delivering chocolates, candies, and small gifts. Kids even left out carrots in case the Easter bunny needed a snack. If that sounds familiar. Now, more than 88% of American parents leave the Easter bunny lend the Easter bunny a hand and help prepare baskets for their children. Chocolate bunnies are an especially popular basket filler, with U.S. candy makers whipping up some 91 million for the holiday each year. That is a lot of chocolate bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
What does the rabbit have to do with Easter? Originally, nothing. The Bible has no reference to the Easter bunny. He has nothing to do with Jesus' resurrection. Instead, he can be traced back to ancient paganism and the deity Eostra. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. The goddess of spring, rebirth, and fertility. Her icon was a rabbit, thanks to its ability to quickly procreate. Some believe Christians named Easter after Eostra as a way of encouraging conversion. So, along with the pagan monitor came the symbol of the bunny. So, when they were trying to convert the pagans to Christianity, they think that's where the conversion came about. The first Easter celebration is said to have taken place in the 2nd century, but historians believe it was earlier, as the vernal equinox festival in honor of Estra was transitioned into the Christian holiday. By the 17th century, Protestants in Europe had firmly cemented rabbits and Easter, or connected rabbits and Easter. Again, sorry, my handwriting is really bad when I'm writing quickly. Although other animals are associated with Easter, the Bibli rabbit, it's a like it's a the Bibli rabbit is like a marsupial in Australia, the Easter cuckoo in Switzerland, and the Easter fox, chick, stork, and rooster in Germany. So there were a lot more animals involved in Easter a long time ago.
That's what the Lamb of God.
That's what I just read. Tradition of decorating eggs. It's thought the tradition dates back to the 13th century, and because eggs were forbidden to eat during Lent, as Easter neared, people would decorate them in celebration of the fast's approaching end, finally consuming the eggs on the holiday. So you had a lot more than I had. Is the Easter bunny real? Children think so. What do you think? And then you can follow his trail, the Easter Bunny's trail, with the Easter Bunny tracker, and I link that below. And you can watch him travel from Easter Island around the world. And the website also has a countdown clock, games, coloring pages, and more. Easter facts, info about, if he's married or not, which he is. And do you include him in your Easter celebration? Now, I thought I had something on here about the history of the Easter dinner, but maybe I must have decided not to do it. Because they were saying when it comes to the Easter dinner, that also started, I think, as stuff from Germany, because they ate lamb for the early Easter dinners, and I know a lot of people still do. And the lamb symbolizes, they say, the Lamb of God, which is Jesus, which my husband just said, which reminded me of that. And I wrote down, where did I put them? Oh, here they are. 11 best Easter egg alternatives. I can't read that. Oh, or the something. Anyway, everybody knows eggs are really expensive this year. So I looked up to find Easter egg alternatives. And number one is to bake and decorate an Easter egg cake. Number two is to get outside and find some rocks and paint them, because you can find the oval, smooth rocks and you can paint them. And for each of these, I think they give you a recipe. They show you how you can paint the rocks and stuff like that. And that is also linked below. You can dye marshmallows instead of eggs. I thought that was interesting. But I guess that goes along with Peeps for everybody who eats their Peeps.
Yummy.
You can sew festive pockets for Easter hunts. And this is for a plastic-free egg hunt. So you have these little pockets. So if they pick up jelly beans or something, like you have the little grass on the tables and you leave jelly beans and stuff, they can put these in these little pockets. So they'd have something to hold them in.
Cool.
Number 5, paint wooden eggs. Number 6 says to knit a multi-purpose Easter egg. And of course, I say knit or crochet. They give a knit pattern, but you can easily find a crochet pattern to crochet an egg. Number 7 is make abstract yarn eggs with balloons. And those are cool. Those are the ones where they usually take something more like twine and you blow up the balloon. And I don't know what you mix, if it's like Mod Podge or something like that with the yarn or the twine, and then you wrap it around the egg, or not the egg, you wrap it around the balloon, and then you leave it for I don't know how many hours for it to dry. Then you pop the balloon and it leaves a beautiful egg shape behind. I've never done it. I've seen somebody do it on a video before and they're just gorgeous. Number 8, use plastic eggs to make Jell-O treats. So you can use the plastic eggs as a mold for your Jell-O treats. Number 9, bake and decorate Easter egg pastries. Number 10, paint plastic eggs with chalk paint. Now those look really cool. And number 11, make Easter egg ornaments with baking soda. And then there's a link for the eco-friendly Easter down below as well. Because Easter creates tons of plastic trash, and it shows you how to celebrate sustainably without plastic. So that's all that I had. Sorry for all my flubs up. I need to start writing my stuff out instead of handwriting it out. I get as bad as a doctor. When I start writing fast, it's like you just see a couple letters that you know what they are, then it goes.
That's how I am.
I think that comes from being a pharmacy tech for as long as I was, and from writing like that. I used to be able to read it very well, but evidently not anymore. So I do apologize for that. We all have different things that we made for Easter. I'll show mine first. I made this little duck pot holder or trivet. I made 2 of them because we normally go to my aunt's for Easter, so I like to make something to take to her, and then I need to have one for my mom too. So I made 2 little ducks.
They're
It
cute.
was really easy. The pattern tells you everything. It tells you where to place the eyes and the bill and all of that. So that was my make.
And I'll show
Let's go next.
mine. I did, and this isn't a pattern for what I made exactly. I made earrings out of what the pattern was for was I can't think of it. What you hang a garland, and you make these egg shapes, and then in all different colors, and then you sew them to it, or you while you're doing the chain, you just pick up the top of this and put it in there. But I just made them, and I did them without doing. There's supposed to be 3 rounds, but I only did 2 because 3 seemed a little big for earrings. But I did one that was the right size, and I put a little clasp on it so that you could put it on like a backpack or a purse or something. Thought maybe that would be a cute little something you could just stick in your kid's bag or your
That's a cute
basket,
idea.
their Easter
Yeah.
basket, or if you have like so.
I like that. And to
I
show
think
you
it
that
would
how
actually,
this has been jumping. Sorry, I didn't know if you were done. Kathy says that's quite interesting. I didn't know all that. That's a lot of chocolate, some fun egg substitutes, and those are adorable, AJ. And I'm sorry, Ambi, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, I think it would be cute if you did the earrings in 2 different colors, like maybe a pink and a blue, and wore those.
That would be really cute. Or if you did like one little change the color of the yarn in the middle of it to make a stripe,
Yes, yes,
and like do opposite colors, or
that
do
would
it
be
half one color, half the other, and then flip it on the other one. So you have like pink on the bottom and
yes,
blue on the top, and then you flip and have blue and then
uh-huh,
pink.
yes, that would be cute.
Kathy says, cute ideas, Ambi.
Thank you.
And what'd you make, Terry? I can't wait to see this.
So I made this little Easter basket, which
That is
was
so
one of the
cute.
patterns in the blog hop for this month.
That's cute.
I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on the blog hop, and I thought it was cute. I like it even better I love the colors that you used.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah,
I
those
thought
are
it
really
was
pretty.
Eastery.
You what?
I wanted to be Eastery colors.
Mm-hmm. You did a good job. Very Eastery.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Sorry, I lost it. I was trying to make sure I read everything, and so far I have everything read that was up. Um, Ambi, did you want to show yours first?
Okay.
Your we're going to show you different patterns that you guys can make. Kathy says she loves your basket, Terry.
Thank you.
Okay. As I usually do, of all the stuff that I rely. Some of the stuff that I really like. I don't really know, but I like that. And then there's
Okay, we didn't hear what you first said, Ambi, because whenever you bring it up, you're
basket.
always freezing at first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just let you know so that you knew
Let's
that we didn't
see.
hear it.
The eggs over here on the right, they're those little crocheted egg holders are so cute to me. I just think they're
Those are
adorable.
kind of looks
And
like they match the hat next to it.
there's one right here,
And then you got the
and
egg holder that you can put around the neck. That's kind of cute.
chocolates. And then, mm, and
Oh, the chocolate bunny.
I like these little sweet Easter bunnies, is what it says down here, that has a pattern kind of like that, only they're kind of chubby, and they're called chubby bunnies.
That makes me think of when people put marshmallows in their mouth and
Right
say
here,
chubby bunny.
challenge. I think you see how many marshmallows you can put in your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought those were just so cute.
Although I'd much rather have marshmallows in my mouth than yarn.
So
And
true.
then these little booties. Let's see.
Oh, those are cute.
The way they are, how they're eating.
Yeah, and then a cute thing would be too is if you have older children to
Carrot.
find like little slippers to make. Hadn't thought of that before.
And I've seen them out there. They're there. The patterns are there.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Those are too cute.
Hold on. My page isn't showing probably what it's showing here.
We see
Well, I
baby
don't know.
booties.
I thought I went back. Yeah, there
We
we
see
go.
the open page from the baby booties.
Okay.
And now it's changing. It says we're adding new ideas to your home feed.
Yeah, that's not what I'm sorry, y'all.
It's okay. We all have issues when it comes time to sharing.
Modern technology, you know.
At its best.
Yeah.
What? I thought it would work. Easter crochet.
And the link to Ambi's Pinterest is below. So you can see all the Easter creations as well down below.
Okay, here we go. Or do you? Well, yeah, and then
I'm afraid to say anything because I know she's going to be back any second.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe not. Let's wait because she will either be kicked off. There she goes.
There she goes.
That always happens when Ambi is trying to show something, unfortunately. I'll go ahead and I will show mine. It just always takes a second for me to get it. There. There we go. And this is the Ravelry search on Ravelry. And this is the free patterns. And what I want to show real quick is over here on the left. Can you see my cursor moving over here?
Yes.
Okay. If you look over here on the left, once you go to patterns, actually what I'm going to do is this. Go up to the top because I forgot I wasn't at the top. So originally I put in Easter patterns and nothing was clicked anywhere. And I had a bunch more patterns over on the side. But I came down here and I clicked the crochet because we wanted crochet. And then if you go down a little bit farther, oh, come on. I must have went past it. There's a place where you click for free. There we go. Right here. It says free. Availability, free. And that's how you get all the free patterns versus the paid ones and all of that. So this is all that they have. There's 25 pages of free patterns. So I want to check real quick to see if I need to let Ambi back in. No. Okay. So they've got anything you can think of here. You've got Easter Bunny applique. Then you have the coasters and the little Easter Bunny peep. These are small like peeps. Then the small Easter chick that's almost the size of an Easter egg. More appliques. And that one says marshmallows instead of peeps. I love, these are for a garland, but I always love to see the little bunnies and their tails from behind.
Yeah.
And then here's Easter eggs. So like I said, from the different things you can do, since, eggs are so expensive, you can crochet eggs and have the kids find, your crocheted eggs. And then they can have those to play with, and do whatever, imagination is a wonderful thing. Easter Bunny cream. So these are supposed to have something to do with the Cadbury eggs. Now this chick here, I love. For my stitch markers that I'm going to make, I have an Easter chick that's coming out of the shell, and this reminds me of that. So I saved that pattern because I want to make that one sometime. And I love that square. You can make anything, a blanket, a table runner, anything you wanted for Easter out of that square.
Yeah.
And then more amigurumi the peeps, and little chicks and shells and the Easter bunny. And there's that garland. Somebody else did it put together. And this is a egg wiggle. I'm thinking it's probably a trivet. I don't know until I click on it. So let's see. Yep, trivet. So that's kind of different for a trivet.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like it's made with some kind of a grid. That's different.
Very
Get the
different.
free crochet trivet pattern on Moogly. The Easter egg wiggle trivet is made in 2 parts that work up super quickly. First, you make the base mesh, so you crochet the mesh. Okay. And then you add the wiggles of the color. Post stitches that stand up tall and proud. That would be really cool. One of these days, if I have the time, I'll have to try and make that. Won't be this Easter, maybe next Easter.
Well, come on, AJ, you got a month.
AJ's got so much that she's behind on. She's got to get it made. Plus, I have to make a pet toy every day right now. So I'm not a slacker. If you hear the male voice in the background, that is my husband. The Easter bunny. I love that chocolate bunny that Ambi showed. I think I have a pattern somewhere that I got of the chocolate bunny because I always wanted to make one. Just a bunch of different baskets. I love the Easter baskets that have the bunny faces on them.
Yeah.
Terry, you'll have to let me know if you see Ambi. Oh, I guess you won't see her show up. I forgot. There she
Right.
is. Okay. I just went ahead to show mine, Ambi.
Okay, that's fine. And I don't think I'm gonna try to go back to mine.
I understand because you always get froze and then it kicks you off.
Yes.
So Easter eggs and baskets, and that's a different. That's an Easter gnome applique. That's kind of cute. That's different. It's like a bunny made as a gnome.
Yeah.
This one reminds me of the lint rabbit if it was done in gold, but it's got that shape of the chocolate lint rabbit. Easter bunny with the, oh no, that's the Easter chick with the bunny ears is what I meant to say. Placemats. I always thought those were cool. One of these years, I want to make placemats for my daughter and her husband. They'll only need 2, one, for the holidays. So 2 placemats for each holidays on my to-do list. And I like these bunny ornaments. I would guess those are probably made around one of those wooden dowels, probably, or, wooden rings is what I meant to say. I know somebody every year who makes Easter baskets for her kids, and then, they always have them to do whatever they want with afterwards. An Easter unicorn applique. That's cool. This Easter chick granny square was just in one of the blog hops. And there you go. And there's an Easter baby chick. That's cute too. I might have to save that at some point in time. Okay, and I'm hearing myself echo back to me now. Alrighty. Oh, I have Ambi on here twice.
I'm trying to get off of it on my phone.
Okay. And I don't have a thing to get rid of my thing I was sharing. I guess it went away on its own. I think I accidentally clicked out of it, so it must have went away on its own. Okay.
And Ambi's gone. Is she in
Yeah.
the
Oh, because she was in the she was down
There
there
we go.
twice. I didn't open the other one. I wasn't sure which one she was getting rid of when she said she had to get rid of it.
Well, I was on my phone, so until my computer came back up. Sorry, everybody, that it's so crazy.
Maritza C came in. She says, holla, hola, ladies. Sorry, I can't say anything right tonight. Kathy says, such cute patterns. And she loves the gnome. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kathy is our resident gnome lover. So since we have a couple more people in here, I think, do you guys celebrate Easter with the Easter Bunny? Do you just celebrate the religious holiday? How do you celebrate Easter? Let us know. And I'll ask Terry, how do you celebrate Easter every year?
So I personally celebrate the religious aspect of it, but I have 8 grandkids who now live with me, so they do the Easter stuff. And I'm sure Christina will get eggs. I don't think she's gotten them yet, but she'll get eggs and have them decorated and hide them and the whole thing.
Cool. Cool. I know we were going to have Terry show more patterns by doing a Google search, but I didn't know. I didn't want to take the chance of you being kicked off either. If you want to try, we can try. If you don't want to,
Well, I'm on my phone. I don't know how to share my screen on my
yeah,
phone.
that's why I think it'll kick you off. So
Yeah.
I think we've shown enough patterns for today. It's very easy to find free patterns. Like I said, I linked my search down below, and I also linked Ambi's search down below. So there's those, and then all you have to do is go on Google or Bing or whatever search engine you use and put in free crochet Easter patterns, and you should get some that pop up. So,
Yeah.
Ambi, how do you celebrate Easter?
Well, lately, the last probably 5, 10 years, since there's really no little kids in our family, we really don't get together do anymore. And I haven't been to church for Easter in a while, but used to I would go to church, and usually they would do something Eastery. And at a lot of churches, they do something like a early, like a sunrise service where they go to the graveyard and pray and just different stuff like that. I'm really sure. I don't think I've ever been to one, but um, I just know they do that. And sometimes people will they sing certain songs and trying to think, there was one song that I really liked, but I can't remember it. But I do that, and then we would go to family and get together and do. We would like a few days before when I was kids, we would do the Easter eggs and different stuff, and we would get Easter baskets and all that. But lately, since like I said, there's no little kids, we do that anymore. But I think believing in the Easter egg, Lord, the Easter bunny is just a fun thing.
Yeah, yeah. When I was reading up on it, they likened him a lot to Santa.
Yeah.
They were like that
Yeah,
other person, for another holiday. And I'm like, just say Santa. You're talking about Santa, you know.
well,
We know that. So here when our daughter was little, we never did the Easter egg hunts and stuff just because of I was worse when I was younger with a lot of my pain and stuff and being sick from all my different stuff. And I got better as I got older for some of it. So, and then the other part, my chronic pancreatitis, and that took over. But so we didn't really do the Easter egg hunts. Honestly, I didn't even think of it when she was little because I can remember before she was born thinking, oh, we'll do the Easter egg hunts and we'll do this and that. we colored the eggs. I just never hid them for her to find them. And it was just her. I don't know. Maybe if we had more kids around, it may have been, we may have, because, you know, she gets bored doing things like that, just by herself. So, but we always had a nice basket, and we would bake some things, cookies and stuff. I used to bake for all the holidays when I could. Um, and we would go every once in a while to service. But my husband, when he started working on the weekend, we stopped going because he slept, Sunday mornings and stuff. So, because he was working two full-time jobs and he needed to get his sleep when he could. So, and it was really hard for me to take her when she was really little because she didn't want to go back in with the kids. She always wanted to sit with me, and stuff. And some churches let you have your child out there with you when they're doing the service, and other churches don't like it. So it all depends on where you go. And by then, the church that my husband and I had went to had closed. So it was, again, trying to find somewhere to go to. And I didn't like doing that without him. I felt it should be a family thing. So it was different. Now we go to my aunt and uncle's, and we have Easter dinner there. I guess we used to go there too when Emily was young, but I can't honestly, I can't remember. I think we went to my mom's because back then their kids were younger, and some of their grandkids were younger. Now all they have is grandkids, so they invite the whole family like every Easter, and we go over there and we watch all the grandkids go and run around and look for their Easter eggs. And I always loved it because whenever there was a new baby in the house, I always got to hold the baby while the parents were out with the kids collecting the Easter eggs and stuff. Because that's one thing that my aunt and uncle did, was they made the parents in charge of hiding the eggs for their own kids. So they had different colors for each household, because I had twin cousins, and then their daughter Nikki. So there were three families. So each family was in charge of hiding their own colored Easter eggs for their household. And that way they didn't have to go out there. I'm like, that's pretty smart. They didn't have to go out there and hide all those eggs. And then they had,
That's
I think,
cool.
an egg that could be found for each family, which had, money in it. So, and I think, I can't remember if they have like a golden egg for each child to find, because they always try to make things fair. So always fun to watch them though. But I always loved it when there was a new baby because I could hold them while they're all outside running around doing all that stuff. So,
Well, and it was when I was younger, probably a teenager. That's when a lot of kids, a lot of the other grades. So me and my mom, another adult, I don't remember, always watching the kids so that everybody else could go hide eggs, and we would do um a prize egg, and we had like different amounts. I think it was 20. I think there was a $5 one that had like just some quarters in it, and I think one year there was one with $20 in it, and we did those. We just put the money in those plastic eggs. If you found it, you were the winner. I don't know. There were them, so three kids could be the winner, but we had a lot of kids. So,
mm-hmm,
I'm trying to think. Oh, something else. We would always count eggs we had so that we could make sure we got all the eggs found.
mm-hmm,
And it was usually my grandma would count them, or she would take like everybody's that brought eggs, their total, their tally, and would add it all up and everything. And then when everybody got their eggs and all, she would have each kid count them or parents, and and she would never have the right number. We never had the right numbers because we would there would be times when all of us adults, well, I was a teenager then, but we were all out there still looking for like 2 eggs or 3 eggs or something. And I remember one time, this is a funny story. Well, there was a bunch of times that we found eggs later, even weeks and I think a few months later sometimes. But there was one time when my mama loved to cut grass, and she would had a riding lawnmower, and one time she went and was doing it, and I don't know, I don't know if she was close to a tree that had some grass or something. I don't know, but she squished an egg, and she said that she could kind of hear something cracking a little. And she was like, "Uh oh." So, but good thing it didn't mess up the blade or anything. So at least it wasn't a plastic one. That probably would have messed up the blade. But
Yeah, she lucked out.
that,
Or at least one filled with a bunch of stuff inside of it.
yeah.
Okay, we see Kathy says I do both. I did the bunny stuff when my kids were small. Do the bunny stuff for the grandkids. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to have somebody to make a bunch of, little bunny stuff for, but we don't. What I need to do is find some Easter cat toys to make for our grand furries to take over for them. But trying to think if there was anything else. I don't think so. Does anybody have any other ideas that you can do in place of Easter eggs this year? Oh, I know what else there are a couple more links that I had posted below. One of them has a picture of some people are dyeing potatoes. Since people aren't dyeing Easter eggs, they're actually dyeing potatoes. And there's a picture, and it looks actually kind of neat. When my husband first told me that he had heard of people dyeing potatoes, I was like, there's no way. I'm like, what do you mean dyeing potatoes? Because I'm thinking mashed potatoes or cooked potatoes. But no, they're actually taking, the potato with the skin on it and everything, non-cooked, and dyeing the potato. So it looks pretty cool. And I'm trying to think of what else I posted below. I think the eco-friendly one that I already said. So anybody else have any ideas of what you could do instead of
Well,
regular dyed
I
eggs?
got an idea. I got an
Okay.
idea when you were talking. You were saying like you was thinking of cooked, and I don't know if any of y'all have ever had them, but like potato pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking you could do the pancakes into like the egg shape if you wanted
Yeah.
to. You don't have to like hide them or anything, but it'd be something fun to do. And you could dye the mashed potatoes or the eggs before you even make them into mashed potatoes. Usually we would have mashed potatoes and like it would be second day or third day and use them like that and make the potato pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
So just put them into the little shape and stuff. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that they didn't list that I thought was the first thing when I saw it, when they said the decorated cake in the shape of eggs, is decorated cookies. You know, you do cookies too.
Oh
And I
yes,
would think that a lot more people would do
yep.
egg. Although I have a Wilton mold for eggs, and I used to make those at Easter time. I would make the little cakes and decorate them to look like eggs.
So
Yeah.
And
you want
then
to hide eggs in cookies?
No,
Or
it's just
cakes
to
and cookies?
it's just to have eggs, hon, not just to hide them, because not everybody hides them. And then I also use those for Jello molds. So some years we
Cool.
would make Jello molds out of those. You can use them for lots of different things.
Right.
So
And
um,
another thing,
go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say something else that came to my mind is something that you might have around your house is cotton balls and
Uh-huh.
dyeing. You could dye the cotton ball because that's already in. You may have to shape it a little if you wanted a real point or whatever, but it would still be fine if you didn't.
That would
I
work.
just thought that
I really
was
like the
something.
rock idea of going outside and finding rocks because you could also
Yeah,
have the kids sit down, paint the rocks. My grandpa, it reminded me of my grandpa because my grandpa used to give me pet rocks when I was little, and I loved my pet rocks. So painting them would be really cool. Now, I liked the plastic eggs that they showed with the chalk paint, but then I got to thinking that the shaped rocks with the chalk paint would be really cool too.
Yeah.
So,
hmm
Kathy says we always made decorated sugar cookies for Easter when I was little.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I used to make them at home when I was little too. Another thing, when you were talking about the egg pancakes, is I was just thinking regular pancakes for breakfast.
yeah, yeah,
Make them into an egg shape for breakfast for the kids. Maybe put some food coloring in them to make them different colors, or use
yeah.
chocolate chips so they look spotted.
hmm
That's always cool. I'm trying to think what else. I thought of something else earlier and I can't remember. Something that was egg shaped. Can't remember what it is. Actually, I think it would be kind of cool to make a crocheted egg and make it in undyed yarn and then dye that instead of dyeing a hank of yarn.
Oh
Take
yeah,
and dye an
yeah. That
egg.
would be cool.
I think that would be, an egg shaped, a crocheted
Yeah,
egg
that
shaped
would be cool.
egg. See how it would come out,
And
with different
something
colors
to do
and
with that. hmm My grandma always had an egg tree or whatever. It was like this
Mm-hmm.
sparsely. It didn't have
My
any
grandma had one too.
leaves on it, and she would hang up the plastic eggs on it. But it would be
Mm-hmm.
cute if you did those the dyed crocheted ones.
Yeah, my grandma also had one where she got the how people would blow the inside, the yolks and stuff out of the eggs, and they'd paint the shells.
Uh huh.
She had one that she had all the
Yeah.
little delicate eggs on that she would hang, and it was always like on the top of her TV.
Oh, cool.
And then I think she
That
had a
sounds
different
really cool.
one. Yeah, they always had they had a big round table, big round wooden table, and in the middle of it, she had a tiered candy dish that had like three different rows. And so she would put in the
Okay.
Easter time, she'd put the plastic eggs on there. She'd fill them with candy and stuff. And then those are the ones that, we hid them. If my cousins came for Easter, they usually hid the eggs then for my cousin and I, you could find them. But she would have them on there
Cool.
first, just to use as a decoration. So, any other ideas? No. Okay. Well, we've been on here for an hour, and it sounds like somebody's having some connection issues. Terry, there she goes. Let's just wait a minute, see if she comes back before we say. I was going to say goodnight, but I don't want to say goodnight and have her come back looking. So. You going anywhere special this year, Amby?
No, we'll just
No.
stay home.
I didn't know if maybe you were going to your aunt and uncle's and that since you didn't get to go for Christmas.
No, we don't usually get together. My family hasn't got together for Easter in a long time. I guess it's just 'cause there's no kids and it's just so much, and we do it at Christmas. We do it up big, so
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's our one hurrah.
I'm really hoping that I'm better by Easter. I better be better by Easter. But I'm supposed to start going to church with my friend on Sundays. So I'm really looking
Cool.
forward to if she's even home. She may travel to go see her kids down in Alabama. But if she's home for the weekend, I would really like to go with her to service for Easter Sunday. I haven't been to an Easter Sunday service in a long time.
Cool.
And I really love the different hymns and things, from Easter. I used
Yeah.
to sing in the choir when Bob and I had first gotten together and we became members of our First United Methodist Church here. And I really miss doing all that stuff. I miss being a part of it.
Cool.
So I'm really looking forward to going with her. And we don't get to see each other that much. And she's my friend who just lost her husband. I had asked for prayers back when he had passed before Christmas time. And so, she would like somebody to go with her too instead of going alone all the time. So I'm looking forward to it. I just have to get better. I've been sick since her and I discussed me going, and that was back in January.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it's got to get better one of these days.
Yep.
So, okay. Well, I don't know if Terry's going to try to get back or not. I'm thinking now probably not. So, thank you, everybody. And we will be doing every other Wednesday now instead of Mondays, at least until Kaylin comes back. And when Kaylin comes back, we're probably going to revisit what is the best day for all of us. So I don't know when that's going to be. It might still be Wednesdays. I doubt it will go back to Monday at the time we were doing. If it goes back to Monday, it'll probably be a different time. So, but I don't know. We won't know until when Kaylin comes back. But it will every other week. It'll just go back and forth between
She'll still.
Amby and myself. So next, in 2 weeks, it'll be at Amby's, and Terry, she's helping out, and since she's on her phone, we just figured it'd be easier for Amby and I to go back and forth between us. And I almost forgot what we usually always do. Is there anything new going on in your channel?
Nothing really. No,
No?
I need to get some videos done.
Okay, well, I know that you were starting to do Tag Tuesdays. Do you have any new Tag Tuesdays up?
No, and I don't have. Well, I think you tagged me in something. The spring fling.
Yes.
Did you tag me? And I was gonna wait and do that close to actual date of spring, which
Uh-huh.
is the 20th of March. So I was gonna do it either the Tuesday right before or the Tuesday right after. I'm not sure.
Okay. I only did it because everybody else was doing it right then, so I didn't even
No,
think of
that's
waiting
fine.
until spring.
Yeah, that's
Which
fine.
reminds me that our next our next AKA will be on the 22nd. So more than likely we'll be doing spring makes. So if there's anything that you want to hear about or see about or anything that has to do with spring, make sure you let us know and we will try and find it for you. As far as my channel, any new things, I just started a new series, which is self-massage and wellness. So I've got 2 of those up so far. and I plan on the first week was just talking about different things and stretches. This last week I actually did self massage for headaches and migraines,
Cool.
and the next time I think I'm going to do hands, but I'll probably do self massage for the whole body because people don't realize it, but you need to have your whole body feeling well when you sit down to do crochet, not just your hands and your arms and your neck and shoulders. So it takes your whole body, especially your glute area, so for you to sit up straight and keep going. So anyway, I've got that, and I am doing for Fridays. We changed the name to Fantastic Feline Fiesta Friday, which actually was Kathy's name that she picked. She won that. And I have a giveaway to pick. I forgot. I have a hidden giveaway. If you go find it, you can still enter. I was supposed to pick it last Friday. I'm going to pick it this coming Friday. And because I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't do it last Friday. What else was I doing? Oh, I'm doing a fundraiser for St. Jude's. So if anybody wants to give for that, I'm doing the crochet. They call it their knit challenge, but they take crocheters as well. I'm hoping they change the name because enough people have been like, you really need to put crochet in the name. So I'm really hoping that next year they change the name. But
Yeah.
my husband and I, we give to St. Jude. We've been doing it for years, ever since our daughter was little. And when I saw the challenge, I thought, oh, that would just be something fun to do. And you don't actually give what you make to St. Jude because, as I say, they're dealing with children with cancer. And so they don't take handmade items. But they said, donate it to somebody else if you want to, sell it and then donate the money or whatever. So I was already doing the pet toys for my Fridays, for my Fantastic Feline Fridays. So I decided to do those for 31 days for St. Jude. But then I also decided, since everybody's doing the 100-day project, that I will just continue it on and do them for 100 days. So I am doing a pet toy every day for 100 days.
Cool.
So Terry, yes, she says, sorry, my phone died. Yeah, we figured you weren't coming back. We were just saying our goodbyes and saying what new things we have going on in our channel. So I think that's about it. I've been trying to put up a video as close to every day as I can, just because I was starting to feel better and then I started to feel sick again. So I probably won't be doing that for the next couple days, but I am trying to put out as much as I can. That way for those days when I'm not feeling so good. Oh, and I got all of my charms in for Easter. So as soon as my hands aren't in dropsy mode, because when I don't feel good, it's not really that I'm really shaky. It's just that I tend to drop things a lot. And that's not good when you're trying to make stitch markers. I'm going to sit down and make stitch markers the first day that I feel well enough to do that. And then I'm going to sell them actually from YouTube. I don't know yet if I'm going to do a live or if I'm going to do just a taped video. So I asked my subscribers to let me know what they would like. I might put a poll up in my community tab. But I had just found out that you can actually sell stuff from your YouTube channels. So I'm going to do that, plus have my Facebook group until I finally get my website up, which I was working on and was going to have it done by the end of January. But again, I got sick. So that's on hold until I feel better too. So
The way I've seen people do it is they do it live, and it's kind of like auction
yeah.
like.
Yeah. I don't
So,
want to do an auction because I have set prices. I've seen them do auctions for when they're giving
well,
the money away to like a charity or something. But I have seen where they just say how much the product is when they're actually just selling it.
yeah,
So I'm thinking I may just do a video and number everything and do the same thing like I do in my Facebook page but I'll make a comment with a number, and the first person who says, marks it sold or whatever, then, they'll be the one to get that item. But I haven't decided yet. So
Okay.
I've got to get them made first.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I still have heart ones from Valentine's Day, and those are good for any time of year. I didn't make specific little things that say Valentine's or anything, on them. So, except for I did have little like letters with hearts on them, but even those could be used for any time.
Yep.
So, I'll have some of those, and I've got little stuff with roses that can be for, Mother's Day and stuff. So, looking forward to
Cool.
feeling better and working on it. I look at my stuff every day and I'm like, I want to get over there. I'm itching to get back over there. So I
Cool.
think that's about it for my channel. So we will see you in 2 weeks on Ambi's channel. And until then, we can't wait to see you guys and have fun. And if you have Easter makes that you want to show, I know you can go to my channel and post them. And I believe you can go or to my Facebook group and post them. And I believe you can go to Ambi's as well
Yes.
and post them there. And Terry, I can't remember, do you have a group on Facebook for your channel? You also, I know in my group, I have Terry's video. Every month they have a challenge. So there is a video that in my group, I posted it, that she had posted on her channel. You can either go to her channel and watch it. You can watch it in the group. If you go and watch it, please leave her a like, and you can see what the challenge is. I'm not going to tell you. You got to go look. And if you make something that fits the channel or the challenge, not the channel, the challenge, then if you send it in to Terry, then she can post it when she posts all of them. And then she has a wheel where she picks the winner. And if you make 2 or 3 or 4 things that fits the challenge, all of those will go up on the wheel. If you make 2 things, that's 2 things on the wheel. If you make 3, that's 3, so on and so forth. So I
And
wanted to make sure I let you know about that. Oh, and
yeah,
Ambi, go ahead.
that was something I wanted to say that I didn't say. My head is just scattered. Um, I have actually 2 challenges going for this whole year, and I'm gonna pick people at the end of the year or beginning of next year for giveaway, or prize or whatever you want to call it. But the challenges are, one is a year of color craft challenge, and each month there's either a different color or color combination. And for March, well, I got to do my March video, so I'll just come to my channel, please. In the next few days, I'll try to have it up. So yeah, but I do that one, and then you post on just any social media, so that, and use the hashtag a year of color craft challenge. And I'm sorry it's so long and complicated, but I didn't know what else to use because other people had a year of color or whatever. So yeah, but after the whole year is done, I'll go to. I know I'm gonna look on YouTube, see if anybody did any videos. I'm gonna look on Instagram and on Facebook. And you can just, I know you can just search the hashtags and everything will come up. So that way, yeah. And then I'll just probably do a random generator, and I'll probably have one for each. And the other challenge I'm doing is, it's called OTC Reading Challenge. Yeah, OTC Reading Challenge. And that means on the cover. And I did just the letters because somebody else also had on the cover as a hashtag already. But each month you have something that you need to find on a cover of a book that you read. So Yeah, and each um prize or giveaway or whatever will be related to whatever it is. Like the book prize will be related to books. I don't know yet if it'll be a book or if it'll be just book related. And the other, I'll see when somebody wins, who it is, and what craft they do, and then I'll know more about what to give.
It's a mystery prize.
Yes,
That's just how I say it because I love to find out people's favorite colors and
yes,
what kind of yarn they like and stuff when I do mine. So I just say it's a mystery prize.
and I will show the prize after the person has received it, so that everybody can see it if they don't post it.
Right. Yeah, I do that on mine too. So all righty. Thank you, Amby. I know I've got something out there for your first one because your first one was February. So
Yeah, and I didn't do January because I didn't think of this until the end of January.
right.
So
So I do need to go and find the color for this one.
yeah,
So
I
I
gotta do
didn't
the
do the
video
book
for
one.
that.
I did the color
I am
one.
so far
So
behind.
but anyway, it was good to see everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks on Amby's channel.
Yep.
And everybody is linked below. Now, everybody for AKA, it's actually down at the bottom of all of my links. But there are the links for Amby, for Kaylin, because I'm not going to take hers off. And then I also added Terry down there. So you can go and find everybody. But again, like I said, go down towards the bottom because I just leave it on for all of my videos. So I use the space at the bottom for AKA. So please go check out their channels, give them some love, give them some likes. If you're not subscribed, give them subscribe if you want to. And can't wait to see you in 2 weeks. Later, everybody.